Hello, hello. This is our weekly live stream about SEO, AI search, link building, content marketing, everything digital marketing, especially when it comes to organic. We are discussing this time, 1 p.m. EST Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we live stream to LinkedIn. Please connect to me on LinkedIn. I'm nsmart on LinkedIn. Twitter, SEO Smarty. It's X now. X. I will never get used to that. Instagram, LinkedIn, our Facebook page. So follow us around. I hope Greg will link wherever he can to those social networks that I'm mentioning now, so that you can all follow and catch our live streams every Wednesday at this time. Today we are pre-recording. We are live streaming, but we have pre-recorded this session because we are at PubCon. I'm speaking here, moderating here, and April is helping me as well. So we cannot live stream, so we cannot answer your questions right away, but please keep them coming. Once we are done here, I will go through all the comments on all the social media networks and answer all the questions. So please ask your questions. Today we have a very interesting topic. This has to do with how we build links for our clients as well. So we are talking from our experience. First of all, just a quick note here. I am speaking about link building at PubCon. So I would like to make a note here that no matter what you hear, no matter what you've heard so far, that links are not as important anymore. They do not work as well as they used to. Possibly this is correct because there are other signals. There are AI elements that are implemented in organic search. There are many more levels these days that impact search results. But links are fundamental, and links are still the most important part of SEO, because without links, there are no rankings. Anyone who is providing SEO services to clients knows that. If you've heard people citing Googlers saying that links are not as important, trust me, from practical experience with many, many clients, from people in the industry that I've been talking to, links are still impossible to ignore for high rankings. When it changes, I will be only happy, because link building is the toughest part of any SEO strategy. If they ever stop working, so that no one can go to tell me that I'm biased, and that's why I keep saying links, links, links. No, we have other many great services at our company, and we provide those services to the clients, and they're very happy with them. We have to build links because we have to do that for them to rank, and everyone understands that. So no, I'm not biased. Yes, I will be happy when links stop working, because our programs, even the linkable asset service that is a link building service, has many other benefits beyond backlinks. We will still be doing it for clients because those are brand mentions, those are PR mentions, those are connections with journalists. Those are very important signals that come with great links. So we are not really afraid of Google giving up on backlinks as a ranking factor, but we just do not see that coming. And I have explained that during one of the sessions already, but I will also mention this here. From how Google implements its updates, even from that, it is obvious that they cannot bypass links and site authority as fundamental signals. Look at helpful content update that happened more than a year ago, when everyone who was really, really badly hit, who lost 90% of their traffic, just did not have a strong enough backlink profile for it to save them. Because other sites with comparable site quality, even with the same themes, they survived. They weathered through that update thanks to those backlinks that they had, and they kept building them. So, and now look at site reputation abuse update that Google did not make algorithmic. It was manual. And when Danny was asked if it will ever be algorithm, he said that he doubts that. And the reason for that, in my perspective, is that those sites have so strong fundamental signals, like Forbes, CNN, And those fundamental signals are links in the first place and site authority that is built on links, that Google cannot algorithmically penalize them or somehow filter them, because those signals are so strong they cannot be bypassed. So even looking at how Google is doing that, we can see how it is really struggling with getting away without links. The Google's algorithm was built on links. They tried, and I think it was a few years ago when they confessed that in their testing they tried to remove backlinks as a ranking factor, and they failed. The results were terrible. So we will see what happens. Whatever happens, we will surely announce that on these broadcasts, and we'll explain what's happening. If we see that links are really losing value and they're not helping our clients, I will tell everyone that. And don't try to I know there's the huge argument is always like, yeah, they're a link building agency. That's why they keep talking about links. No, we are not a link building agency. We have one single service that helps people attract and build high quality editorial links. But we have a huge variety of other services, including audits, content development, branding, community management for clients, outreach. We do very successful blogger and journalist outreach for our clients as well, to get their products listed next to their competitors. So we do all of that, and we would love not to do link building. So please, that is not an argument. In our case, we're not a link building agency, even though we know how to build great links. Now to our topic. Today we're discussing creating content that attracts backlinks, but not just content, visual content and I forgot to introduce us. I hope there are enough people now having joined us, so it's a good time to introduce ourselves. I'm Anne Smarty. I'm the co-founder of Smarty.marketing. We're based in New York, and we're a very boutique, customized SEO agency for medium to bigger brands. We do not have templates. We do not use scaled tactics. We serve every client as a special flower, and we're proud of it. I think that's the only way to do SEO these days and in the past as well. With me today is April. She's our director of social, but also she's a designer. She's the one who designed our logo, and she is actually designing some of the visual infographics that we provide to the clients. So she will be very happy to offer her perspective and experience in this topic. So it's not just me talking, and I'm very happy that we have that expertise today on our broadcast. So now that we are done introducing ourselves, also please subscribe to my newsletter. It lives over at nsmarty.com. Very easy to find. You can search for it, or you can just type nsmarty.com. You can subscribe. It's free. Every Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on how busy I am, I announce this weekly topics that we're going to discuss every Wednesday at 1 p.m. So you will see what we're discussing. You can click the links. You can see the screenshots that I'm providing. You can think of some questions prior to this session so that you can ask them live, and we will be discussing those questions live as well. So please subscribe and smarty.com. So now back to what we're discussing today is the creating a linkable asset. And those are, in our case, not just text. We do both. We do text article discussing the data that we are visualizing, making some takeaways, conclusions, telling some stories based on that data. And we always visualize what we find, every data that we find, every statistic that we find, we always visualize. And I would like to spend this 20 minutes we have left to discuss why we use infographics. It's a huge component of success of every linkable asset that we create. No other format works as well. No, like ebooks, videos, whatever you've heard, creating a linkable asset. Yes, they're great ideas in many cases, but having a great, very shareable, very informative visual to go with your asset is always the best idea, and we'll explain why. So first of all, And I'm sure everyone in our industry or outside of it knows by this point that images are great for sharing, engaging, for discussing, for downloading, for whatever you name it. Images expand your channels to promote that infographics to many more social media networks. In some industries, this could be Pinterest, in some that could be Instagram, in most that could be both. You can really expand the channels for that asset visibility using an image, and this is one of the biggest reasons why we're using it. As you may know, we promote our infographics on Reddit very actively, and they have some subreddits specifically for sharing data-driven images or interesting images, visualizations. There are also sites that curate visual content around the web, so we can submit those infographics there and get some visibility from that as well. There are many channels that increase the visibility of any content when there is a great image attached to it. So this is the first reason why we use images. A great variety of channels we can promote that image on. Now, another reason, a big reason for us using visualizations is that we are very much interested in the long-term impact of any infographic. And I know April wanted to share our statistics on that. We have, on average, we promote immediately after an active promotion of our linkable asset, we get about 15 backlinks right away. This is on average. Some of them do much better, of course. But you know that once you do outreach, once you put that infographic or that linkable asset in front of people who can link to it, you know that it takes time. It takes time for people to use it as an idea, to write about it, to even put it in the editorial calendar. So sometimes it takes time. So sometimes links from that active promotion keep coming 2-3 months afterwards. But the most important thing is that we want that infographic to provide more backlinks in the longer term, let's say for a year. And in our statistics, this on average, if immediately we have 15 backlinks, after a year of promotion, we have 7-8 backlinks to the same asset. So those links keep coming, and I'm now going to describe why they keep coming. So we want that infographic, that linkable asset, to rank in Google for those queries that are likely to be used by journalists, bloggers that write on the similar topic. So we want that visibility from Google because every content provider, without exception, is using Google to research a topic. So we want our research, our asset to be right there when they search Google. That's how they discover it, and that's how they link to it. But the most important thing here is also that images expand that long-term discoverability of the asset because they ranking Google Images, very well ranking Google Images. So in many cases, when people search for something like reports, statistics, or something like that, they would see image pack right on top of Google or somewhere in the middle. And it's very hard to miss our infographic on that list of images because they're well done. So this is for the long-term visibility of that visual of that asset. It is very important to make sure it also ranks in Google Images as well. This is how it is discovered. And also there are other, again, visual channels that rank in Google well. Pinterest ranks very well for many queries in many industries, not in all, but like in beauty, travels, in many of those, Google knows that people might be interested in Pinterest, and that's when your infographic can rank as well. Images on Instagram, people actually search. If you are in something like travel or beauty industry, you get prepared that your customers search not just Google. I know my teenager, anywhere we go somewhere, she would search for that place in Instagram, not in Google, because that's when great places would come up or great suggestions what to do that, and infographics as well with like all the lists of ideas that you can do and even like budget there and how to budget there and all of that. So all those channels are great for discoverability of images. In our case, the most important thing for us is always to rank that infographic in Google so that it can be discovered by people researching the topic. So yes, if you are thinking about creating something linkable, do make sure that you have an image. It does take a lot of time. April can talk about how tough it is to create a great infographic because it comes from research, first, of course, brainstorming, then research of the data, then the outline that we provide to the designer, and sometimes April likes doing them herself. And then going back and forth with moving things around and making them very clear and shareable as well. So it takes, in our case, about 2-3 weeks to create a great image, a great visual asset to come with the infographic, with the linkable asset. But we always make sure we do that because that's how they get much more successful than if it were just a text listing relevant statistics, for example. Always add an image, always make sure to promote it well, always try for it to rank in Google. And that's the formula for success of a linkable asset that can attract links not just during or after an active promotion, but also in the long term. And with that, April, I know, wanted to discuss a few topics. I would love to ask, first of all, how you brainstorm ideas for visual assets. I know it was your questions, but since you are answering, I'm going to ask, how do we research, how would you brainstorm and then research and then come up with the idea of how it could be visualized, and any best practices here to help our listeners and watchers at this point?
Well, first, like depending on the topic, I'll ask myself like what I am curious about the topic, which is like I feel like a good place to start because it's like chances are like the audience that you're trying to reach also probably has like those same questions or like wondering the same things. So you just have to tap into like your own like human curiosity about it. Like even if the topic's kind of dry, you can always find like an angle or something to explore. Um, I will like search the topics on like on Google. Like I'll look through the images tab to see what's like already been done. I'll even do like topic infographic and see what's been done, so we can do things, not repeat the same things and do things better. And I'll search like news to see what like journalists are linking to about that topic to like get inspiration. I'll go on Reddit, like to like the relevant subreddits, and search the keywords that we're trying to target, or just search the client's topic or whatever, and see I'll go through the subreddit and see if like any common questions keep popping up or things people are asking for. Like you can find a lot of information about what people might be interested in those communities, or you can find things that they want or want to know and create that for them. Like it's like just the possibilities are endless, and that's why like we make custom assets for all of our clients, because there's no like cookie cutter formula for success. And yeah, just also just I try to like read a lot, watch a lot of documentaries, just like keep learning. And so like the more I learn and more I know, the more ideas I can have. So it's just yeah, there's a lot of things. And just I'll also like people also ask tools like or just you can get so much information just like through a Google search, like with the people also ask section, and the just relevant topics and all that. Like there's just, possibilities are endless. And or but you can see what data is out there about the topic, and like and then instead of just using like one set of data, you can compile a bunch of sets of like relevant sets of data to create like an index. Like we've made like a lot of index style infographics that, let's say it's like the most fun cities in the United States or something like that, and then you can find like all these different data sets that would be relevant to that kind of that topic, like parks parks per capita, or per capita spending on entertainment and stuff like that. You can find all kinds of data if you know where to look and how to ask Google the right questions to find the data you want, and put that all together and you create like an original piece. And journalists just like love the originality of it because it hasn't been done and it's like a new way to look at things. Just yeah, you just try to find unique original angles, and it takes a lot of digging, it takes a lot of time, but it's so always like really worth it to like just go the extra length of going beyond what everyone else has already created.
I think one thing that we're not doing, hardly ever doing, is for this brainstorming process, is we never check competitors, because
Mm-hmm.
we have never seen anyone doing this rate for other when in terms to competitors. They are usually very boring topics that they provide. So we failed to find good examples of brands doing that rate, which is a cool conclusion that we came up at some point when we tried. Remember, we had like board with all the most linked pages for every competitor of our client. Maybe there were like 6 or 7 competitors, and we always go through those topics, and I don't know, they're all boring. I don't
Yeah.
see how they can attract any links. That is pretty useless for brainstorming. And also a great point here is that even though we kind of created for SEO signals, we do not use much of an SEO process when brainstorming the topic. We
Right.
try to think outside of box. We try to see what others are talking or asking about, real people, especially like on Reddit, what triggers their interest, what triggers
Mm-hmm.
their anger, what triggers
Mm-hmm.
their emotions. Or nostalgia is a great
Yeah.
way to go, like always a great thing, angle to take. So
Yeah.
we try to actually look at real people and what
Mm-hmm.
can attract their attention, rather than search volumes or competitors or anything like that. So with
Mm-hmm.
that, once you have a topic, well, once we have a topic idea, we always make sure there is data available for it before we run it by the client. But also there
Right.
is an option for us, because sometimes the topic is so great, but there is no data for it. So we collect that data
Mm-hmm.
ourselves in-house, using surveying tools, using all kinds of ways to do that. So it takes a little bit longer than using public data, but it's always great when that research, that data, and that visualization are regional to the
Mm-hmm.
client, and they can say where the source of that data. So that's an option too. It's not just public data. Sometimes ideas are so great that, and we know that people would love to discuss that data,
Mm-hmm.
that we provide that extra option as well. So once we have the topic and the data, how do you come up with the concept of how it could be visualized? Like, is there any specific process? I know one thing that we always comply with data with the client's color palette, like their brand style. But other than that, is there any tips to give, like where to start, how to understand the visualization concept of it? I know
Um,
it's different.
every topic is going to be different, so it's tough to give like a formula for that. But
Yeah, there is no
uh, I,
formula. There are different
yeah,
types of
yeah,
visualizations. There's
yeah.
a timeline, there is maps.
Mm-hmm.
Some types that is a good start when you know, if you go state by state, you know, like you need to somehow make it pretty on the map so it's eye-catching, readable, digestible. So one example of how where you can go from.
Well, I like to look at, there's like this website called Data Viz Catalog, and they have like a bunch of examples of like different styles of data visualizations, and I'll go through that and see if like any of them will. I try to figure out like what will make the data like most, like what will show the parts of the data that are most like evocative, or like will stir like the most emotion. Because like you can have an incredible data set and then just like have a visualization that just doesn't really highlight what you want to highlight. So you just have to like think about like how will this style of data visualization elevate the parts that we want. I'm not like trying to like make it have like a biased angle, but just make it truly show what's like really show the trends, like truly show what's really going on. So just a matter of like just you can just like keep looking through like other data visualizations. You can even find inspiration on like Reddit, like the visualization subreddit. Data is Beautiful is a good subreddit. There's also Data is Ugly. So if you want to like look at examples of like what not to do, so you can do that. I don't know. It's just I feel like it's hard to really say without really knowing
I'm
what
sure, especially
yeah,
for you, having been doing that for so long, you
yeah.
have your own mindset already set on this is the data, and you instantly know how it could be visualized. The way it's not just clear, because we do
Hmm.
want it to be eye-catching, even when it's a thumbnail, for example,
Hmm.
like on Reddit or in image search. But we also want it to be, like you said, giving people immediate having people immediately pay attention
Yeah,
to
like you just it has to have like
parts
a really
that.
eye-catching hook right away
Mhm.
that people will
Yes,
notice.
if there is a winner in some category, like we want to highlight that
Hmm.
right away, so that it is clear and immediately attract attention. So there are
Hmm.
all kinds of. It's not easy. It takes a lot of experience. I admire how we are doing that, and April is great at that as well. And one also question for you is: are there great examples of that method to that have proven success, driven a lot of signals to the client? Anything that you are proud of that we've done? Maybe like we don't need to link to it, but describe something that you really liked as an example in the past.
Um, I think one of the I was like a really early on example, like one of the when the department, well, when our like when this product even first came out, like one of our first graphics, like absolutely exploded, and George Takai shared it, and that was like, I think that was like a moment where we're like, wow, this product really is something. Like this has so much potential. I mean, obviously the head did have like it fulfilled that potential, and I think that's when like we all really started believing in, because I don't know, it was like a really unique idea. Like no one else had done it really before that. It was a really unique idea, and um, it was also it had like a nostalgia factor and all that, and it really appealed to people's emotions. It was like an uplifting topic, and it had never been done, and then it just like exploded on the internet, and we got a bunch of really awesome links. I can't remember the top of my head, but they were really, really big publications. And George
Early
Takai shared it.
early successes are always the most memorable ones, right?
Yeah. And actually, speaking of before, when we said we don't like really look at what competitors are doing, I noticed since we've been doing this for so long, I've noticed that like we kind of, I feel like we kind of started the we like kind of started so many different trends in like content, I think, with our infographics. And I feel like there were I never really saw examples before this, like before we started
Yeah,
it. And
and we can see our clients' competitors trying to do what our clients are doing, because they are using tools and like we do, and see that this page drives a lot of backlinks, and they try to replicate that. And we really haven't seen that done well yet. And the reason to that, and I keep some of our clients are asking me if this is the only way, the only link building service that we provide. And I say that we spent 12, 13 years developing it, and that's why we know it works. A good link building program takes years to figure out. It needs a lot of experience, a lot of data, a lot of trying different things. We've tried so many platforms to try and promote those infographics, to narrow down to really what works. We've tried a lot of brainstorming, changing the brainstorming processes as well, going back and forth with like being very provocative, being having other team members brainstorm with us. And we tried so much outreach, and we've done so much. We tried different methods of outreach to journalists to put that infographic in front of people who can write about that topic and reference our client. So it does take a lot of time, and it is not easy. And that's why we don't want, not that I really don't know any good other way to build links these days, because when you start trying other things, they are just maybe not Google friendly, maybe too time consuming, maybe too difficult. Sometimes we try to suggest clients based on competitive research other ways that they can build links, like creating something or publishing something. I know that we have a school related client, and their competitors are doing those programs like clear your teacher's wish list or something like that, that attracted a lot of backlinks. They were trying to teachers could submit their wish lists for back to school season, and share it with clients or with the community, and they would be going they would have those donations to their classrooms right away. And that's not even just helpful, but that program attracted a huge amount of links to a competitor's website. And when we find opportunities like that, of course, we would always suggest the client to do something else as well. But the reason why this is like visual link magnets, we're still trying to name it the way, because to be fair for for our service, because it's not the infographic marketing, it's not just infographic marketing, it's a lot of parts. It's research of data, it's collecting of data, it's brainstorming, it's creating, it's promoting the very unique way no one else is doing that. So it's not just infographic marketing, it's link magnet, linkable asset, infographics, you name it. There are a lot of parts. PR is a huge component of PR outreach of our promotion period. So all of that is included in one single product, and we are pretty proud of it. And let us know if you're interested. We would love to give you some case studies, examples, have a meeting with you to discuss. Maybe you need one as well. Other than that, I think we are pretty much done here. Please, again, subscribe ainsmarty.com. Next week we are back, so there will be a truly live version of our broadcast. So we will be answering your live questions right on this video. So please join us next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m. EST. We'll have a great topic. Actually, I have two topic ideas. You can let us know in the comments which one you would be more interested in. Or first of all, how to become a brand, like Google brand, so that Google starts knows that you are an entity, not just a website. So this is a topic, a very important Google signal, and it's not an easy process, but I'd like to introduce you on how that works and what types of tactics you can do to become a brand. And the second topic is all the schema types that you can use on your pages and should use on your pages to like reinforce that brand signals and EIT signals, if you will. I'm not really a fan of that EEAT term because it's been so abused in our industry. But let us know if we can discuss both of them. Which one would you like to discuss first? And I feel like they are connected, related to each other, so we'll probably do both. But let us know which one you would like us to start. Please join us next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m. AST, discussing one of these topics. Thank you so much.